280 subscribers. Thank you guys. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm growing slowly, but it takes time, a lot of work, a lot of energy. I just want to say thank you for all those guys. I started off last year, maybe August, with 160 people. Now I'm almost double that. So I'm happy. So today's little project is my favorite little amplifier, the Aleph Mini. It's tiny and it produces good power. I've built so many amplifiers in the last, I'm going to say 6-7 years, and I still keep going back to the simple little Aleph Mini that could. So the other day I was sitting around learning this, which will lead to another video of this with this. I was using my Aleph Mini down here on the floor with a Shoutout transformer. One of these to be exact, the Avil AN3216, which is a 300 VA dual 16 volt secondaries. And I was getting a lot of noise. So I had to go back and do a bunch of tests, and I was like, I wonder what would happen if I used a pair of these little IRM switch mode power supplies. Now, I've only got a pair of 15 volt ones at 2 amps, or 1.8 to be exact, and it puts out 10 watts RMS, and I thought, what am I going to get if I go to 24 volt rails? So the IRM-60 60 watt is, they do 5 volt, 12 volt, 15 volt, and 24 volt, and 48 volt. The higher the voltage, the lower the current. So 24 volt gives you, I think it was 2.5 amps. Correct me if I'm wrong. I will post the picture of the modules that I'm going to buy. These ones right here are only the 15 volt ones at 1.8 amps, but 24 volt ones are 25 bucks. So, and pretty decent. So where I'm going with this is, I hooked up my switch mode power supply, bench power supply, regulated, and it was measuring with the QA401, and I was getting really good results. I was, I didn't have any AC noise, and it was really clear, and I thought, wonder what would happen if I used a pair of these to test it, and lo and behold, it was really clear. So for $50, I can get a pair of switching power supplies at 24 volt rails and get myself 25 watts RMS into Class A with Class A, 25 watts RMS Class A power out of a little module that's really tiny. So right now I'm working on a project that I'm going to make a pair of power supply boards to do this, and I'm really hoping I can find someone that can CNC me some small heat sinks to make a amplifier chassis, which is my project and my real, like a goal that I really want to achieve. I don't want to have heat sinks on either side and make stereo chassis. I want to make these small little monoblocks I can put on the floor beside my speakers. I don't really need a lot of power, but since I keep going back to these amplifiers, the wheels have been turning, and I really want to do that. So today, I just wanted to give you an update. I ran the amplifier and got 15 volt rails gave me 8.25 watts RMS maximum with a peak-to-peak voltage of 23.8 volts with a 2 volt input, which gave me the 8.5 watts out. 24 volt rails, which is what these modules will get, and I can regulate it and change it on the power supply there, gave me 13.6 volts VAC, which gave 23 watts, plus or minus, maybe a little bit more depending on how close I pushed it to clipping, of watts RMS. Pretty good power out of a little tiny little amplifier like this. Of course, they're not efficient, zero efficiency. Well, there's probably more. There's some efficiency, but very, very little. But Class A's are not designed for efficiency. Class D's are. And, you know, I'm not a Class D fan. So, my goal is to show you here, quick video, this powered up with 15 volt rails and showing you going to clipping, and then I'll show you the math that I did. I'm not going to change or anything because it's going to be the same, but I'm going to show you what I've done. And then I will push it to 24 volt rails and go from there. So I don't think my camera's going to focus very well, but you know what? I'm going to give it a shot anyway. So let's try this. So we'll turn on the power supply. My meter, my Siglent that Eddie gave me. Thanks, Eddie. Trusty old scope. Let's take this off here so I can hold this better. Okay. Power supply's on. Function generator's on. Let's follow the leads. We got this set up. And we got the amplifier set up. Power supply modules aren't connected, but these are. So let's go 15 volt rails. Hopefully I'm focusing on that at the same time. Wow, that jumps around pretty quick sometimes. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We go to amps. And we'll crank that up to 2.5, else it does complain. And then we'll go to channel 2, push it to 15. Wow, that does jump up sometimes. Touchy, touchy, touchy. 15.0, we'll click amps. And we'll put him to 2.5. 2.5, we'll push all on. And it's on. So we're getting... The amplifier is going to settle down. This will go down to about 3 millivolts on the AC there, or DC, 66 millivolts. It's still coming on. And we are at 1 kilohertz. So we'll go to 1, and then we'll go down. Bring him down. Turn the output on. There's our output. So we could push this to, oh, that's way too quick. 2.03. So on my fancy little board here, you want to 2.041. So let's go up to here to 2.041 before clipping. So on the scope, I'll turn this up. See if I go up a little bit quicker. No, that's too much. Fine adjustment, just so we can see how round that is. And if we push this a little bit more, yeah, just before clipping, it's just almost starting to round off. So what we're looking for right here is here, it's before it round off. Put this to AC volts. 7.63, so we're a little bit shy. So let's see if we can get this higher into clipping before it goes. No. 8.23, 24, 25. Yeah, that's just before clipping. If we go any higher, yeah, it starts to round. See how it's square right there? Starting to flatten out. We don't want that. So we want to go before that. Right there. Okay, so 8.24, pretty close to what I had here. 8.25. This is hard to hold the camera, look at the screen at the same time. Peak to peak, 23.8. Peak to peak, I know this isn't going to focus properly, 23.68. So if we bring out the trusty dollar store calculator here, 8.23 times 8.23 equals 67 divided by 8 ohms. We get 8.4 watts. A little bit more, no, 8.5 watts is what I wrote down. So now if we turn this off, goes off. Now the nice thing about the Aleph Minis is they are biased really, really high right now, so your rail voltage will can go all the way up and down without having to readjust the bias because they're already set high. The nice thing about these amplifiers is the more voltage you put in, obviously the more power you're going to get, but it will stop. So if we go to channel 1 and push this to 24 almost 0.0, channel 2 we go to 24, and then we push on. She's pulling 1.32 amps, and we can push this a little bit higher, so we'll come down in the voltage so we can go up, and we'll push the 2.25 to, I think we can go to, what did I write down on my board here? What did we write? 3.6. Okay, so let's go 3.4. Bring this down so I can see it better. 3.645. 3.65 volts RMS in. 38.72 peak to peak. What did we write down? 39, so it's off by a little. Okay, and if we do the math, 13.5 is what I'm going to round that to, because I can. On the good old dollar store here, we go 13.5 times 13.5, 182.25 divided by 8 ohms. We got 22 watts. I mean, pretty close. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could nitpick this. No, 3.6. Yeah, we're gonna go 3.5. 13.5 is where we're gonna go just before clipping. If we open that, it's almost starting to clip. It's pretty picky, but anyways, the whole purpose of this was to make the Aleph Mini small. Use a pair of these IRM. These are the 16 or the 15 volt rails, which didn't give us that much power, and they're both the same price. So the 24 volt at 2.8 amps are same price, so 25 bucks each, $50. And yeah, so where this came from is trying to make it as clean as possible for a power supply to start using that thing. Now that thing's hard to use, and I'm going to reach out to Stuart this week again, see if we could do another video, and thank him for all the time he's been spending with me doing video chats and stuff. So yeah, I mean, these guys are pretty. They're not light, but they work really well, and 25 bucks each, Canadian. So yeah, I thought I'd give a little power supply demo there. Got some stuff on my bench here still building this. Wait for some parts to come in. SSR. Looks pretty good, eh? I like that. So yeah, quick little video. Alright, so back. As you can see, a little demo of what I'm going to be doing. I think it's going to be a good project, working on this for these mini amps. I've always been partial to using, say it, a dog net transformer, as my dad used to say. They're dog nets, Toto transformers. But I think for now I'm going to try the mini Alephs with a pair of class or switch mode power supplies, see how it goes. After I get the 24 volt versions, I'm going to use the trusty QA401 and do some measurements, and I'm going to try to tomorrow talk to Stuart, because I know he wants to talk to me, and then I want to, after I get a little bit more familiar with the QA401, I want to measure it with a Toto transformer and the power supply, There's a CRC power supply we've used for this. And then I want to measure it with the switch mode power supplies. And I might measure it with these ones because this is what I have on hand. And I'm trying to do a DigiKey order in the next week or so because I got lots of projects going on, circuit boards and stuff. So I want to try to make one big order. I'm going to put these in there and go from there. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. I got some packages coming in the next couple days, so I might have a new video coming out for that. Little sneak, little hint of what I got. A tube preamp. Haven't built one of those in 10, 15 years. So hopefully I get the boards in the next couple days. And yeah, so thank you for all my subscribers. Pretty soon here I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I got some extra circuit boards for some amplifiers. Got a whole box of them down here, some different amplifiers. So I'm going to do a giveaway. And I'll lay out all the PCBs on the desk here. I'll do a giveaway, and whoever wants or whoever wins will get to choose whatever project they want. So for now, have a good night. Thank you for watching, and to the next video.